So I have been handing out kefir to people in my community lately and am making this video out of convenience. If this helps you, great. There are probably 1,000 videos on kefir. I'm not an expert. I have only been doing it 3 or 4 months. This is the way I do it. I've watched other videos. I've talked to other people. We use grass-fed, non-homogenized organic milk. So basically, the better the milk, the better the source. You can use coconut milk. You can use all sorts of different types of milk. You can use ultra pasteurized, homogenized, 1% if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can. So basically, the higher quality milk, the better your kefir is and the health benefits that go with it. But I'm basically just going to show you today how we harvest our kefir. I cover it with cheesecloth. I use this to make our kefir cheese, which is also really easy. Some people cover their container. Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm a little tired. I just was doing this quickly. Some people cover theirs with a lid. Some people say use a cheesecloth. I don't know, but I use a cloth or a cheesecloth, and I put it in our pantry. It can be out on your counter with sun. You just don't want direct sunlight, like on your counter with light, but not direct sunlight. So I use this. It kind of covers it. If you'll come in a little bit, I'll show you. This is thick on the top. So I like mine about 24 hours. Normally it's just like solid white. It's a little slushy. You can tell right here, it is starting to separate into curds and whey. I typically do it before it starts to separate, but it's still solid. Today was a little bit warmer than the temperature yesterday. And sometimes I can go a day and a half. So again, it depends on the temperature of your house. The warmer your house, the faster it's gonna go. If it separates into curds and whey completely, you can stir it together, use it in a smoothie, use it as yogurt, or make kefir cheese with it. So our preferred way, I'm gonna do this while I tell you. Typically, I use one of these over a jar. We strain it out and either use it immediately or put it in the fridge to store. And these are kind of nice. This is a strainer, but it fits really nice into jars. Some people say not to use metal with your kefir. I could not find a good plastic strainer, and there are other people that I saw who have used metal and they've had no problem. I have had no problem. So when I store it in this, I typically don't fill it up this full, but we need to get rid of some of our grains, which is what we're gonna do today. So we filled it up a little bit fuller because we knew it was going to eat quickly. So as I show you, it will make more sense. But typically I use a small one and use a small thing. But today, so that it's not so long, I'm going to use this big strainer. There we go. Actually, okay, so if you are not familiar, because a lot of the people that I'm going to be sharing this video with are not familiar, or only slightly. So you have, and this is a little bit thick, but that's what you want for kefir. So you can drink this plain. It's pretty good. We prefer we do our Juice Plus shakes, and so I pour this in our shakes, and it's so yummy. You can't even tell it's there. And then the other way that we really like it is we make granola, and then I blend this up with frozen berries. You can just buy mixed frozen berries, and it turns it into basically Greek yogurt, and it's so good. So if you're used to Greek non-sweet, just regular plain Greek yogurt, then you can definitely get used to this. So I'm so glad that today we have a lot. Okay, so here's your kefir. You just strain it off, and then you have a thick, but see, it's pretty runny. You have a thick kefir. And I'm country, so the way I say kefir probably isn't the way that other people say kefir, but whatever. Kefir. Okay, now, if you'll notice here, these are the kefir grains, okay? And so I typically use, you can just stay there, I typically take about a again, people say different amounts. Well, that's not a true teaspoon. Can't find my teaspoon, people. Okay, so about a teaspoon will culture 8 ounces. So 8 ounces would be here. Okay, you can back up now. So a teaspoon of kefir grains should culture 8 ounces. I like to do 12 ounces and give it headspace because it will thicken. So I typically do a teaspoon and a half. So another reason, not just the warm weather, but we have extra kefir grains. So as you feed your kefir, your grains will start to grow and duplicate. You can eat them. I typically just blend them up when we have extra, or I feed them to the chickens because they're great for the chickens. And we eat them that way. Or if I have a friend that would like to start making kefir, then I put them in a jar, cover them in milk, and pass them on to a friend. So that's really it. It is so very easy. Sorry, I should have been better prepared. I want to show you. So milk, this is it. You strain, you add your milk, and then you're done. There you go. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, so typically that's all I do. Anna does this all the time for me. It's super easy. Your kids can do it. The hardest thing is just remembering to do it. I typically do it in the morning. So I will strain my kefir in the morning. I will make a shake for us and I'll pour it in the shake, or I'll pour it in berries, or I strain it off in a jar and then put it in the fridge and we use it. So it's super easy. I won't go into the health benefits. Again, I'm sure there's much better YouTube videos out there that tell you all of that. But it's really good for your gut and we have loved it. It has basically allowed me to stop buying Greek yogurt and it gives us extra probiotics. So I've stopped buying the kids a probiotic. So that has been really nice. So here are the extra kefir grains that I will now pass to somebody else, and it's about a teaspoon. So that will be perfect. So if you don't have kefir grains and you would like to have kefir grains, ask a friend and then strain off and get to drinking.